So I've seen in another video that statistics is evil, but we're going to have a look at this framework for fitting statistical models as it specifically applies to R. So just to recap the other tutorial on this, the process of E.V.I.l is just an acronym to remind us to do certain things that we always need to do when we fit statistical models. The L stands for look and load your data. So load your data, then have a look at it, look at descriptive statistics. The V stands for visualize your data or visualize your model assumptions. So there's going to be something that we want to plot. We'll fit a statistical model. We always have to evaluate that model by looking at fit statistics, checking the assumptions. And if the assumptions are not met, using a robust version of the model. If the assumptions are met, we then interpret the model. So interpret parameter estimates, confidence intervals, p-values. So that's our sort of process of E.V.I.l. But why this is particularly useful when we're working in R is it gives us a framework to think about specific packages that we use at each stage of the process. One of the things about using R is there's always like 10 million different ways of doing things. And the process of E.V.I.l is a way to rationalize that. So we are kind of always using quite a small set of functions. We're always kind of doing the same thing over and over again, and therefore it locks into our brain a bit better. So when we use R, we have certain packages and certain functions within those packages that are associated with different steps in this process. So the look and load step of the process, well, when we load our data, we might want to use the tidyverse packages. We might want to manipulate variables in the data or calculate new variables, whatever. We might need to do some sort of data processing before we actually fit our model. That's where the tidyverse packages fit in, like dplyr especially. But also we use a lot of the easy stats packages as well. So in terms of describing our data, we might use the data wizard package. And within that, there are specific functions that we will use time and time again. So described distribution is a sort of good workhorse to get a table of descriptive statistics that is sort of relatively straightforward to use. Now, in terms of visualizing the data, there are different packages we might use, but ggplot is typically it's incredibly versatile. So you will use that a lot for visualizing data. But also when we're visualizing assumptions, as we will see, there are some easy stats there's an easy stats function that makes it very easy to visualize model assumptions. Once we've fitted our statistical model, in terms of evaluating its fit or checking assumptions, we use the performance package, which is part of easy stats. And in particular, there's a really small subset of functions that we can use. The check model function is this kind of global function that whatever model you fit, it will show you visualizations of the model assumptions. So that's super helpful. And we have things like model performance, test walled, compare performance that help us to evaluate fit. If we then sort of go on to actually interpret our model because we're satisfied that it's met its assumptions, then we can start using some other easy stats packages like the parameters package. There's a function in there called model parameters for sort of extracting and tabulating the sort of key statistics of our model. You will use that for every model you ever fit. The effect size package can be pretty useful. And if we go on to make sort of predictions from our model, then the model-based package is super useful. Let's put this into practice. Now, in some of the previous tutorials, we've been using a data set which includes Spotify metrics for every song that my favorite band, Iron Maiden, has ever recorded. Just to recap, this is a database that where every row is a song and every column is some kind of variable related to it. Now, if you watch the video on the sort of general process of E.V.I.l video, we had this hypothesis. So we were interested in whether Iron Maiden songs have got longer over time. And our null hypothesis was the length of the songs haven't changed over time. And we had a look at how the song duration, how we could operationalize this in terms of the song duration in seconds as an outcome, so the thing we're predicting. And we will be trying to predict this from the number of years since the first album. So like how long into the band's career was this song written? Now, if you watch the video on the mutate function, that shows you in R how we create these variables of song duration and band age. But essentially what we're going to go through now is some of the visuals that we had in the process of E.V.I.l video. I'm going to show you how to create them in R. So first of all, we had this look and load table originally. How do we create that in R? Well, if you want a table of statistics like this, so in our Quarto document, first of all, our kind of like look and load is to load up the data using standard code that's covered in a different tutorial, and to load our EasyStats and Tidyverse packages. So, okay, we've done that. The second thing we do, if this is covered in the mutate video, is we created variables for song duration and band age. So this is what this bit of code is doing. So let's make sure we got those variables. So I've I sort of pre-populated this Quarto document with the various stages. So first of all, how do we look? How do we create a table of descriptive statistics? Well, here we are going to use the describe distribution function from the data wizard package. And just so you don't have to watch me typing, I'm just going to paste in the code here. So what this does is within describe distribution, there are various arguments, but most of the defaults we can leave as they are. But there's an option to select the variables that you want descriptives for. Now, E.V.I.l contains 19 variables. We don't want a table of descriptives for all of them. So we're going to use select within the function to select just a couple. But let's have a look at what happens if we don't include that. So this is just piping E.V.I.l into describe distribution. We get a big old table of descriptive statistics for every single variable in the data, mean, standard deviation, so on and so forth. But if we include the select argument, select equals band age, if we start typing, RStudio helpfully tries to auto-complete for us. So we can select the one of these we want, which is in fact the top one, and hit return, and it will complete for us. So we want band age, so we could just select one variable. If we now execute this, we will just get the summary statistics for band age. But if we want more than one variable, we have to wrap them in the C function. So we could have band age, song duration, and there we go. Now we got a kind of rather horrible looking text table. So another kind of workhorse from the EasyStats package is a function called display. So we will use display all the time to get nice kind of output. So if we execute this now, this sort of looks nice here. If we render the document, you can see the value of using display. So here's our rendered document, and you can see by using display, we have this kind of really quite nicely formatted table. Okay, what about visualizing? So here's an example of how we've visualized some data here, and we've looked at kind of scatter plot between band age and song duration. ggplot's a massive topic, so rather than cover that, I'm gonna do a slightly more straightforward thing. Again, I use pipes a lot. You can do your code in other ways, but this is the code that created that figure. So basically it takes edi_tib, takes the main data, it pipes it into the select function, which we've covered in a different tutorial, and we just select the two variables that we're interested in. This is so we don't get a massive gargantuan kind of image. And then we're using a package called ggscatmat, or ggscatmat, I guess it is. And so you would need to install that package. There's a video covering that elsewhere. And within that package, there's a function called ggscatmat, which the scat stands for scatter and the mat stands for matrix. So it gives you a scatter plot matrix essentially. So if we execute this in our Quarto document, that creates that figure, so literally 3 lines of code to create that. We then want to fit the model, and I will get into this in a different tutorial, but essentially we've got some code here that is going to fit a model that predicts song duration from band age. For now, don't worry about what this code is doing, just accept that it fits a model that we're in that tests our hypothesis. How do we evaluate this model? Here we're checking assumptions, so we want to use the performance package, and in particular there's a function called check model. Again, any model you fit, you will use this function. You will just use it over and over again. So check model, and within that function, the only input it needs is the model you fitted. Now we fitted a model up here that we've called E.V.I.l. I'm just going to copy that and paste it in there. And this will produce some plots that, again, they look kind of horrible here, but if we render the document, we get quite a squished image here, which there are things we can do to change that. But essentially, it's a, one function gives us all of those plots. And let's say we're happy with that and we want to interpret our model. We can use model parameters. So all we have to do within this is put the name of our model. And it extracts the key features of the model. Again, if we render this, we could pipe this into display to make it look nice. So in our rendered document, by using display, we now get this nice table of coefficients. So the process of E.V.I.l really allows us to just use a small subset of functions. Going back to this diagram, what we've done is just gone through this process of E.V.I.l and showed how there are some common functions that we use all the time. Describe distribution, we will use all the time to get some descriptive statistics. Check model, we will use all the time to look to visualize model assumptions. Model parameters, we will use all the time, constantly. So this diagram is just, although we've only used a couple of these functions, this is just to show that by using this framework and using easy stats and tidyverse, we can really minimize the amount of functions that we have to learn about when we're fitting statistical models.